rooting for him. Tua's a good dude. Like, and everybody knows that. And I'm kind of rooting for him. Only when he plays the Chiefs, I'll be going against him. But I like Tua.
Oh, there's tremendous guys to like in this draft. I mean, going back and looking at day one, like, there are some really good dudes out there that went picks 8 through 15?
Yeah, 8 through 15, 16, 17.
Like, Isaiah Simmons was 8.
Yeah, while you bring him up, I think that was a real steal. I had him going a lot higher. Of course, I saw him play in person back in the day. He torched us.
You were a victim.
Yeah, he torched us. I've talked about it on the show at nauseum. But, for him to go at 8, I mean, that was a steal for the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that,
and,
too.
A Kansas City kid, so it's always good to see those guys from our area, get that recognition.
I think originally I had him going at 5 or so, but then I started looking at – I was betting on draft picks last night on where they would go, like over-under-wise, and his over-under was 5.5, so I took his over. A lot of mock drafts that came out super late had him going to the Cardinals. And so I was like – and it's a great fit for him. And he gets to go on a team that's super young coach. Tough division.
Yeah, tough division.
Actually, I know a lot of these teams or divisions are getting a lot better. As it's crazy to think. I mean, even over the last 4 or 5 years, it's weird. It's like the stories. It's like the stories we've got from some of the guys that kind of flamed out between 2000 and 2010 or 2012 has kind of helped some of these newer classes come in and kind of learn the lessons on how to act and being professional, building your brand. And so a lot of these guys are going to come in. Like, I got no doubt, like you were talking about all those draft picks, I got no doubt a lot of those guys are going to pan out. I really think Baltimore got a steal at the linebacker they got. That dude, I can't remember his name, LSU.
Queen from LSU.
Super beast. That dude is nice. Yeah. And Baltimore gets him. I was like, gosh, dang it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my defensive coordinator, Calvin Davenport, he's a Raven fan. Like, he's got the flags on his car, so he's geeked about it.
Oh.
I was like, whatever. We have Patrick. Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, it's going to be the cool thing about the Ravens. I'd say I was going to say Texans, but I don't know what direction they're going in. Ravens, Chiefs for sure over the next 2 or 3 years for AFC. That's cream of the crop right there. We're going to see some nice battles, I think, between Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. And the cool thing is different styles too, right? So you go Lamar run, kind of throw a little bit, safe passes, but Mahomes gunslinger. So yeah, we're gonna get a lot of battles, I think, between the Ravens and the Chiefs over the next couple of years for sure. Maybe 3 years.
I got to ask Gary a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Were you scared to death about what Jerry was gonna do on his own at
on
17?
The yacht?
Was you a little panicked on the? Yeah.
Was he a little did you get a little worried he was going to get a little seasick on the yacht, Gary?
I'll throw it out there too. I was kind of with Gary when we were watching the draft. We were doing like a Zoom type meeting, and he was not a fan of the pick, but I don't know how he feels today about it.
Yeah, so I was nervous, about Jerry kind of being on his own because you never know what that guy's going to do or what he's thinking. I was very vocal that I wanted to see Dallas go defense, that I wanted them to get McKinney from Alabama safety. But as CeeDee Lamb was falling and falling and falling, my initial reaction was, oh, man, we went offense and we have a pretty good offense already. But after some reflection, I don't see how you could have passed up CeeDee Lamb sitting there at 17. It just fell in your lap as probably your number 2 wide receiver now behind Amari Cooper, and then you throw Michael Gallup in there who had a great year last year, and that's a really good receiving core now.
That was an outstanding receiving core. I was just wondering if they would just try and do something crazy like Jordan Love at 17. Just
yes.
Like Green Bay.
Yeah, that would have.
I'm not going to pay you. I'm not going to pay you, Dak. I'm going to go get Jordan Love at 17, and we're just going to redo this whole thing.
Yeah, that would have made me a little upset. I probably would have went off the rails on that one myself. But like I said, my initial reaction was that it was kind of like, oh man, I really wanted defense. But the coach in me and the media personality, once I had some time to reflect, I'm like, you know what, that's a great pick. So let's go.
Big time value, right?
Oh, yeah. And then, so the craziest pick of the draft, Austin just kind of brought it up there. Jim's got a little message here on the screen we're going to throw up as we talk about Green Bay trading up to get Love from Utah State.
Packers are fools.
So that was Austin's initial reaction.
You know what? And I've had a little more time, and I commented below it, and to kind of talk about like why I feel that way about Green Bay drafting that guy. Jordan Love may actually turn out to be a pretty good quarterback. His ceiling, I know they're saying his ceiling is super high. Utah State tore it up, right? But I would say this, on a team where you won 13 games last year, right? I think.
Yeah, NFC Championship game.
NFC Championship. You were one game away from the Super Bowl. You're definitely a win now team, and you went for a dude that probably won't start. If he's going to start for you, it'll either be when Rodgers is hurt, or it'll be in I think Rodgers has 3 to 4 years left, right? Because then he'll be 40, and if you look at his numbers now, he's turning into where he has like Brady numbers, where it's like 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 4 picks. The year before that was like 23 touchdowns, 2 picks. The dude basically is playing a little more safe than he used to because he knows how old he is, and he's doing what Brady does, which is perfect. And so anyways, for a win-now team, they needed to draft some guys that were going to help them win now. And instead they went for a guy that may not start for, like I said, 3 years. So that's where I'm at, and that's the explanation with that pick. He still may be a good quarterback, but, it's whatever.
So, DJ, where are you at on that?
Man, I don't know. I mean, you look at the picks around him. I mean, you had Ruiz go at 24.
Yes.
Who I
dude is a
absolutely
major
wanted
stud.
for the Chiefs. I wanted him for the Chiefs so bad. Like, that was my guy. Like, I was like, let us have that dude. You had Ayuk from Arizona State go at 25. Then at 27, you have Brooks from Texas Tech, but you have Patrick Queen, the linebacker from LSU, sitting at 28. Like, you could have gone and gotten a completely freakish edge rusher who can play all over the field and is fast. Like that, going back during this, the Rona, and watching as much college football as I've been allowed to watch now, since I miss it during the season, since we play on Saturdays, watching LSU's linebackers run is ridiculous.
Yep.
How about
they run.
How about this? No Bears last night.
No Bears.
No Bears. They needed some picks bad, but no Bears.
Traded them away.
When did they trade those? Last year?
Yeah, I think that was part of the Khalil Mack deal.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wait, so that's
2
years ago, isn't it? They've had Khalil for 2 years? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're still feeling that from that pick? Yeah. I mean, actually, you know what? With the Khalil trade.
Mack and Trubisky. They
Oh, yeah. See, that's a win. For me, it's a win on the Khalil Mack trade. Mack is beast. Trubisky, not so much. Actually, Trubisky's to me.
Trubisky's a fantastic pick there because we get Patrick Mahomes because of that.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
As a Chiefs fan, you gotta love that. And really,
I will
Trubisky
forever love the fact that the Bears took Trubisky there.
I love those Bears. You know what the thing is
Forever.
too? It was old Nagy. He was just Nagy helping us out there. Thanks a lot, Nagy. But
We'll take it.
I texted the owner of the St. Joe Mustangs, big Bears, just big Chicago guy. I mean, White Sox guy. You know, you can kind of get the drift of what kind of fan he is, Blackhawks. But I said, no Bears? He goes, yeah. And then he texted me back though, I'm not even watching.
Yeah. I normally actually don't watch the whole draft. I have it on like in the background or whatever. But last night I was in on it because I was like, man, just give me some kind of sports something. And I think this last night's draft was the one I enjoyed the most because it was just I've had forever with nothing, and now I'm in, and then it was good. And you know what? The cool thing is with all the with the way they had to do it all over the Zoom and all that stuff, I thought they actually did a really good job.
Yeah,
they did a fantastic job.
There was one time where Goodell had an open mic. I don't know if you saw that, and then the Raiders get the draft back in 2020 as a mulligan. Did you hear him say that?
No, you know what? So the way I watched it was I had the draft muted, and then I have a show I like to watch, which is the Pat McAfee show. I had that volume up because those guys are a lot more entertaining than the Trey Wingo and those guys. And then I had our Zoom meeting with Gary and our buddy Kelly on. So I actually didn't hear that, but that's funny. I have to go back and check that out. But like I said, props to the NFL. I thought they did a good job with the hand they were dealt, which is actually no surprise. The NFL is like one of the best sports organizations there is. So,
well, back in 2013, after Andy Reid's first year, we did a draft pick show when they got Eric Fisher at the 810 zone over on 135th, and talking about a long night filling time because, number one overall that year. So, Ricky Bobby's, I had to bring this up, thought about this way on, if you're not first, you're last, Ricky Bobby's dad's comment. Not true in this case.
No.
We were last, but we were first this year.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. I think about that. And I actually thought, DJ, what do you think about the Chiefs draft pick?
Love it.
Yeah, I'm all the way on board with it too. After I read some more stuff
about it. Now, originally, I was wanting Ruiz because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm totally about offensive linemen. I think you should draft offensive linemen every year.
Me and Gary talked about that. Yeah, me and Gary talked about that. It's never a bad pick to go offensive line.
Best Facebook or tweet last night.
Only got me five reactions. What the heck?
Yeah. So DJ, keep going with your Chiefs analysis there.
So with the Chiefs, if I couldn't get Ruiz, the next one I wanted was Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I just like the way he runs the ball in between the tackles because I know Damian Williams gives us a great outside presence. Now we have a more physical inside run game. I was looking about that, but then I didn't even think about Allaire until later. And then when they picked him, I was like, it's Brian Westbrook. That's all it is. You just gave. I know there's going to on Andy Reid's Waffle House menu. There's a section called screens. And I guarantee you, the screen game just got ridiculous with the way he catches the ball. I mean, Edwards-Helaire can catch the ball out of the backfield. And now we're going to have all this speed and all these dudes running off and all these guys running crosses, and then we're going to dump it out to that. I mean, come on. That's Leach and Reid making a pick. And then how do you feel to be that kid knowing that Pat Mahomes said he wanted you?
Yeah, have you guys seen that? Yeah, I was gonna bring that story up. Have you seen that story?
Yeah.
So they basically say I read the full article. So Veach and Reid already had that kid on their radar, and they went ahead and I think they texted Mahomes, I think in a group chat or whatever, and they said, hey, just say a running back, don't think too hard, and just whatever, put out a name. And he said the same kid they were thinking about, and they said, cool, done deal, we got him. And I'm like, man, that's amazing how it's Pat had looked at him and loved him, and then Reid and them they're all on the same page, and it's crazy to I mean it's amazing because I still remember years ago with Pioli and all those guys how no one was on the same page with Pioli, Haley, and all those guys, and now we literally have Reid. Oh my God, we got Reid, Veach, Bieniemy, everybody's on the same page. Pat, everybody's on the same page all the time. Well, it's going to make some of this preseason football. I'm serious. It's going to make it must watch because we're literally 3 running backs deep with guys that are lightning quick.
Well, and back when I was covering at Arrowhead, one Arrowhead drive back that last year, you felt like you were being escorted around by Secret Service. Blinds were all shut. It was a very closed environment. It was just, I mean, Pioli was just so nervous and so guarded at those times. I mean, it just wasn't in